Tonight, a quick update on the three professional wrestling shows that I'm attending this month. We know more about their cards, more about the events, etc. So I thought I'd give an update regarding these shows. Obviously, a lot of other companies in Scotland, Fierce Female, Scottish Wrestling Alliance, possibly WrestleZone. There are a great number of other companies putting on shows here in Scotland this month. So if they're near you, you can't attend any of these three shows, or you can, but there's also shows near you. Please attend them, support your local Scottish independent wrestling. So the three shows that I'm going to attend: one in Edinburgh, two in Dundee. I'll take them obviously in chronological order, uh, so that I can preview them properly. It always seems fair that way. So this is not building up to any company or ignoring any company till the end. This is just simply taking them in chronological order. That means time order, in order that they are happening. Not nothing, anything more um, mysterious or going on than that. But the very first show is my first opportunity to attend an Insane Championship Wrestling show. It's Sergeant Wolfgang's Lonely Hearts Club Band. It's part of their Magical Mystery Tour of the UK that's happening this month. It's going to be ICW's debut show in the City of Discovery, that is, of course, Dundee. It's happening at the famous Fat Sam's nightclub, which has actually just been taken over. So we'll have to wait and see whether anybody can put on any shows there, or what the future of that venue is. It's quite a little bit up in the air right now. But this show, but the last day of what it is now is apparently October 18th, which is absolutely fine, because ICW's Sergeant Wolfgang's Lonely Hearts Club Band will happen on Friday, October 10th. This is an over 18 only show. So if you're under 18, you will not be able to attend this event, because ICW, it's Insane Championship Wrestling, it's hardcore. I'm really looking forward to experiencing an ICW show for the very first time. Obviously, many of the members of the ICW roster I have not actually seen in action before. So a few of them I have, but really looking forward to seeing those guys in action then. So the four matches made for this event so far: Big Damo, Damien O'Connor versus Chris Renfrew; Global Hero Joe Hendry versus Liam Thompson; Zero G number one contenders match, BT Gunn versus Stevie Boy; and a match I'm really looking forward to seeing. Really looking forward to seeing these two guys not only compete live but compete against each other. It's Wolfgang versus Drew Galloway. Yes, formerly Drew McIntyre, formerly of the WWE. Really looking forward to seeing him live for the very first time, which may be, I can't guarantee it, and I do not know his history, but it may be Drew's debut also in Dundee. I am not entirely sure whether he's actually wrestled in Dundee before. He may well have done. He did travel the Scottish independent scene. He may have not been at any of the shows, a few shows that I attended years ago, but certainly it's the first time in a few years at least if he has ever wrestled in Dundee before. But it's Wolfgang versus Drew Galloway, Zero G number one contenders match, BT Gunn versus Stevie Boy, Joe Hendry versus Liam Thompson, and Big Damo versus Chris Renfrew for this ICW Sergeant Wolfgang's Lonely Hearts Club Band event. Get your tickets at Ticketmaster UK. Now, I know Groucho's in the town, city centre, Groucho's Record Store, had tickets. I don't know whether they have any yet. We have any still, because there's been a lot of demand for the tickets. So check obviously Insane Championship Wrestling on their Facebook page for details of their shows. I know Fear and Loathing has sold out yesterday, which features a big match between Drew Galloway and Jack Jester, who I also believe is scheduled to be at that event. So I'm really looking forward to experiencing my first time at an ICW show. Now, the second event of the three that I will be attending is the next day, so it's going to be a bit of a knackering weekend, a bit of a tiring weekend, but looking forward to it. On Saturday, October 11th, It is the debut event of Discovery Wrestling. It's called No Fear, No Mercy. It's at the Meadowbank Sports Stadium in Edinburgh. It is going to be taped for a future television pilot episode. Which channel we don't know. Discovery Wrestling have not let us. Are keeping the cards. We're keeping the cards very close to the chest. But it's going to be a great event. Whether it's even just whether it's picked up once or this is the only this is the only show that's going to be. We don't know, but certainly it's being filmed for a pilot show for a television channel. So really looking forward to this. And there's some top names from WWE, TNA that are involved in this event. Now there are 6 matches in total, just so counting it. 6 matches in total scheduled for this event so far. Maybe 1 or 2 more added. We'll wait and see as we get closer to the event. First match is featuring a former WWE tag team as in Crime Time. Yes, Chad Gaspar and JTG have reunited on the independent scene after JTG's release from WWE. They will be facing global hero Joe Hendry and a partner of his choosing. Now, this is obviously Joe Hendry's backyard. It's Edinburgh. Pretty much, I believe it's his hometown. Who his partner will be, we do not know. I'm sure we will only know on the night. But Joe Hendry has made so many connections in Scottish and UK wrestling. It should be really interesting, really good to see who he picks as his partner. In other matches, we have the Wild Lions, Tenacious Johnny Lyons and Andy Wild teaming for the first time against the Traditionalists. I would say I'm not entirely sure what their names are, unfortunately, at this stage. I do know one somehow looks like Mr. Rob Cage, wink wink. The other one, I'm not entirely sure, I can't actually sure his name, but certainly great talent in all of these matches. We have female 3-way, Viper versus Sammy versus Portugal's perfect athlete, Shanna. We also have a 4-way match featuring top talent from Scotland and a former world heavyweight champion. We have Ian Ambrose versus Louis Gervan versus Damian Daniels versus former TNA X Division Tag Team and World Heavyweight Champion Mr. Chris Sabin. Yes, formerly one of half of the Motor City Machine Guns, Chris Sabin will be in action for Discovery Wrestling October 11th. Really looking forward to seeing that match. Each of these matches have the potential to be match of the night. And I know a lot of people will say that about the card, but genuinely, these are top UK talents involved in the show. We also have, and again, another match, great match. I'm really looking forward to this one. Damien O'Connor versus Rampage Brown. Now, Damien O'Connor is one of the most respected names in Scottish wrestling. He's obviously Irish. He's from Belfast, I believe it is. I think it is. He's a top talent. Rampage Brown is well respected. He's always in and around for the last several months the rankings list of the UK top talent. They two guys, I don't believe have ever faced each other before, so that'll be a great match. Damien O'Connor versus Rampage Brown. Really looking forward to that. We also have this match, which is possibly the main event. I'm kind of hoping it is, because this is the match where the No Fear, No Mercy tagline of Discovery Wrestling's debut event has been taken from. It's Joe Coffey versus a former WWE Tag Team Champion. He's also a former OVW Heavyweight Champion. He is also a former member of Ring of Honor and one of the guys that a lot of people, including Jim Cornette, whatever people think about Jim Cornette, he knows talent. But a lot of guys like Jim Cornette continually voice their support for this guy. There's so many. I mean, G.T. Dillon has done it in the past. so many of the guys that travel around the independent scene in America have voiced their support and their love for this guy. I know Rory uh, McAllister, who you may recognize. Some people may recognize that name. Hopefully, you will do. He used to be in WWE as one of the half of the Highlanders. He, I'm actually friends with Rory on Facebook. He is really good friends with Mike Mondo, and you continually see him praising Mike Mondo, and then you see quite a few of the guys involved in the American independent scene who are friends with Rory on his Facebook page continually say it as well. Oh, great, Mike! Oh, yeah, Mike Mondo's such a great talent, and I'm really looking forward to seeing Mike Mondo facing Joe Coffey, No Fear, No Mercy at Discovery Wrestling's debut event. As I said, it will be taped for a television pilot on a channel. We do not know whether they'll let us know the details at the event. Not too sure, but it's going to be a great show. No Fear, No Mercy, Discovery Wrestling's debut event, Meadowbank Sports Stadium in Edinburgh. As I said, Saturday, October 11th. I'll quickly run down those matches for you again. It's Crime Time. Chad Gasper and JTG versus Joe Hendry and a partner of his choosing. It's the Wild Lions versus the Traditionalists. Viper versus Sammy Jane versus Shanna. Ian Ambrose versus Louis German versus Damian Daniels versus Chris Sabin. Damien O'Connor versus Rampage Brown. And as I said there, Joe Coffey versus Mike Mondo. You get tickets for that shop.ticketwolf.co.uk. Go there, you get your buy your tickets there. You'll get the confirmation email through. Due to the amount, the great demand for tickets, there will not be physical tickets sent out. Just to let you know. So when you get your confirmation email, print that out, or wait to print it out. Keep it in a safe place. If you have, take it along with you to the event, and you'll be able to gain entry. There are two sets of tickets. There are a few Discovery Package events that are available. That gets you a free program. That gets you seating in the first 3 rows of the event. Plus, access to the meet and greet happening at the Meadowbank Sports Stadium at 2 p.m. on that same day, where you can meet Chris Sabin, Crime Time, and a few more of the people involved, the talent involved in the show. So that's going to be quite exclusive. There's not many of those Discovery Package tickets left, if any. There's really very limited amount of those left. Like I said, if any. So that's a great. That's great for £20. You get to meet these guys, including the former tag team champions, former world heavyweight champion Chris Sabin. Plus, obviously, you get that ticket includes, I said, seating in the first 3 rows for the show. I believe the doors open for the show at about 6:45 p.m. Check Discovery Wrestling on Facebook, and they're also on They're at Disco Wrestling on Twitter. You can look through there. You can look through the event page as well. You can get all information there. And if you still have any queries or any questions, message them on the page, and I'm sure, or comment on the page with your question. You'll post the page, put your question, your comments, and I'm sure, I know for certain, they will be more than happy to answer any questions that you have in relation to the event. So it's going to be great. Discovery Wrestling debut event, Saturday, October 11th, at the Meadowbank Sports Stadium again. Shop.ticketwolf.co.uk for your tickets. As I said, you print out your confirmation email, bring it along with you, and you'll be able to get into. You may be able to take ID if you want, just in case, but to prove it is you that bought the tickets and you had the tickets. But it's going to be a great show. Now the third event. Now I said this is just in chronological order. This is not building up. This is not waiting, having this one till last. Just in chronological order, because the next one happens on Saturday, October 25th. I'll just double check that is Saturday. Saturday, October 25th. It's Scottish Wrestling Entertainment Uprising. Now, this event will happen at the Adler Complex in Dundee. I'm simply a fan of Scottish Wrestling Entertainment, attending their shows on a regular basis. We all thought that due to the changed, the forced changes in management by Dundee City Council at Scottish Wrestling Entertainment, and I've got a video up about it, the last SW Uprising at the Ardler Complex. Unfortunately, I lost the source footage of that due to my computer not working, but we genuinely thought that we had visited Adler for a SWE show for the very, very last time, that they weren't going to let SWE or pretty much anybody have events at the Adler Complex, but thankfully SWE are returning to the Adler Complex, and they are putting on their shows, their Uprising shows now at the Adler Complex. Now, this show, not only is it returning to Adler, but they will feature three top talents. Not only, of course, their own talent, but three top talents in Brian Kendrick, Paul London, and Leah Von Dutch. Yes, you heard me right. Two former WWE Tag Team Champions will be guests on the show, and they will be competing. Now, we don't know the opponent for Leah Von Dutch as I speak, as I say that give this update, but I'm sure she will be taking on one of the top SWE Sirens. The matches that have been made for this event include MDK of the Trident versus Claymore, LJT Little Johnny Trouble versus Brian Kendrick, Global Hero Joe Hendry versus Paul London. These two matches all these matches should be cracking matches. And in a rematch from August the 30th at the Bonner Hall in Dundee, Hell for Lycra 11, the SWE Scottish Wrestling Entertainment Heavyweight Championship is online as Ian Ambrose defends against the number one, well, possibly the number one contender. Well, he certainly is, I believe now, because the match is happening. Martin Stallion. They had a tremendous match that is actually featured, I believe, but I know is a report about the event is actually featured in the very latest edition of FSM Fighting Spirit magazine. I haven't had the chance to pick that up, but I will do on Monday when I go into the city centre. If I get a chance to, because I've got an appointment, I've got to go see somebody quite late on. But if I get the chance to after the appointment, I will certainly be going along to WHMS and picking up an edition of FSM Fighting Spirit magazine. And I must say, I actually have really enjoyed having two issues given out free, thanks to Fighting Spirit magazine at SWE shows. Last Uprising and Hell for Lycra, you were able to pick up the two different editions of full editions. It wasn't just sample editions. It was the full magazine as you would pick up in the shop. Free editions at Scottish Wrestling Entertainment shows. It saved me a little bit of money because I knew I was a couple of quid because I already bought in my obviously we weren't sure what edition it was going to be, so I went ahead and picked up anyway. But I saved at least one edition's worth, and I should certainly be picking up this month's edition of Fighting Spirit magazine, which actually has a little bit about Hell for Lycra event. I believe it actually does say that the event took place at the Caird Hall, I believe, but that's next year. Next year's Caird Hall in Dundee. This year was the Bonner Hall, BONAR, Bonner Hall in Dundee. So really looking forward to picking up that magazine, and really looking forward to attending all three of these events again. For tickets for Scottish Wrestling Entertainment's Uprising, they are £10 for adults, that's over 14s, and £7 for under 14s. SWEonline.co.uk/shop, and then you can find Scottish Wrestling Entertainment for all their latest updates and information on Facebook, facebook.com/SWEonline, or search for Scottish Wrestling Entertainment. And they're also on Twitter at SWE_online, and of course they've got their YouTube channel as well, where you can see some great videos, some great matches, including Colt Cabana versus Grado, and Ian Ambrose versus LGT, and some great action from past shows, including Hellbound, and you'll also see a couple of great shows, including Hell for Lycra 10, which was last year's Hell for Lycra, and you can also see the full show from, because I'm mentioning this because it's actually weirdly coming up to a year already for this event. It was October 20th, I believe. It was Heart and Soul featuring WWE Hall of Famer Bret the Hitman Hart. You can go on there, and as I said, you can search Facebook for all of these shows. So Insane Championship Wrestling, Ticketmaster UK. You can search for what tickets are available there. You can go to shop.ticketwolf.co.uk for the Discovery Wrestling tickets. And I said sweonline.co.uk/shop for Scottish Wrestling Entertainment, Uprising, about the other complex tickets. You get your tickets there, they'll be sent out to you. Obviously, again, any questions, obviously, you can contact these companies through the Facebook, through the Twitters, through different social medias. I'm sure they should be happy. I know Discovery Wrestling and the Scottish Wrestling Entertainment will be more than happy to answer your questions. I'm sure Insane Championship Wrestling will answer your question as well. So we look forward to attending these three events. It's going to be a busy weekend. That weekend, I'll review all the shows when I can. Sometime during the week after the ICW show, I'll put a review on that, a review on YouTube about that show, and then I'll do a separate one for Discovery Wrestling, and then of course after the SWE show, I'll do a review of that one if I get. I also have these videos if I get a chance. It depends on what happens through various different things. But certainly we look forward to attending these shows. And as I said, a lot of other companies are putting on great companies in Scotland are putting on shows as well this month. So if you can make these shows, please try and make them. They're going to be great shows. And if you can attend them, and there are all, or you can't, and there are also other great other companies putting on shows in your local area, please attend any decent wrestling company shows and support your local independent Scottish wrestling.